Hello and welcome to today's episode. If you run a professional balloon business, you know that marketing is a struggle, community partnerships, networking, it can all feel exhausting. And then you get asked for free stuff all the time. Today's episode is a remedy to all of that. I am speaking with Tashonda, who is the owner of the Balloon Parlor, and she is doing community partnerships and collaborations in a way that I have never heard before. And it all translates to free promotion and publicity. So we are talking about how she got her city to wrap a bus with her business name, how she works with local senior citizens for a community Easter egg hunt. She collaborates with banks. She collaborates with seniors in her high schools to help the seniors in the retirement community. Like, there's so many good tips in this episode about how I think I and you can replicate some of these ideas in your local community. And it makes community partnership and collaboration seem beneficial to your business, but also really benefits the community. So much more so than just donating a free balloon arch every time you're asked. So if you struggle with networking and connections and those community partnerships and publicity, this episode is for you. Let's take a quick break and then we'll get into it with Tashonda from the Balloon Parlor. Quick pause, because if you're running a small business and you feel like your brain is holding open 1,000 tiny tabs, this is for you. One of the biggest shifts that I've made in my business and that I've seen successful decorators make over and over is moving from doing everything manually to having a real system behind the scenes. That's why 17 Hats is our exclusive YouTube sponsor for 2026. 17 Hats puts your inquiries, contracts, invoices, questionnaires, emails, and workflows all in one place, so you're not chasing clients, forgetting follow-ups, or reinventing the wheel every single time someone books. Instead of asking, did I send that and what comes next, your business just works. The best part, it doesn't make your business feel more robotic. It actually frees you up to do things that you're meant to do, like be creative, work with clients, spend time with your family, and all with less stress. If you're ready to stop duct taping systems together and start operating like a real business, head to 17hats.com to check it out. Once you have a system, everything else gets easier. All right, let's jump back in. Welcome to this episode, Tashonda. I'm so excited to hear about all of your really outside the box creative marketing. You had me at bus advertisement. That was your pitch, but then there's
Yes.
so much more that we're going to talk about. Before we jump in, give us an introduction. Where are you? And tell me a little bit about your business.
So my name is Tashonda Wu, and I am located in Cincinnati, Ohio. My business is the Balloon Parlor. We service Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, Ohio, and some Dayton area.
Okay.
So yeah, we love bringing wows and smiles to all of our customers. We do corporate and private events.
Okay. And how long have you been in business?
Right about 6 years. Had a little branding change, so we'll say right at 6 years.
Okay. Okay. And are you home based? Do you have a location? What is kind of the
I
setup?
am still home based,
Okay.
looking to venture out here soon. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah.
Cool, cool. All right. Well, let's kick it off with the bus. This what you sent me this
Okay.
message on Instagram, and I'm like, wait, what am I seeing? What am I reading? So the bus wrap. Tell us about this contest. You won some small business thing. Give us the outline. What happened here?
Yes. So Metro is Cincinnati's public transit company, and they do a lot of things with the community and small business. So back in December, they did Small Business Day. So it's where you can register, and they had a lot of different resources and connect with other partners. And you were to bring in toys, and then whoever was selected get a free bus ride. I had just did a big job that day. I was a little worn out. It was raining. It was cold. I was like, I'm just not gonna go. Then I'm like, no, I committed to it. I'm gonna go. So I end up going, where I also met another small business, one of my friends. And then I'm like, where's your toys? And she's like, I don't have any toys. I was like, you were supposed to bring toys. And I'll have to back it up a little bit. I actually partner with a bank. I let
Okay.
the bank know what was going on. They was like, oh, we'll be happy to sponsor your toys for you.
So
And
this was
that's
like
what
a
they
toy
did.
drive, like leading up to Christmas, and that's how
Yes, it was
they.
a toy drive leading up to Christmas. And so what I did was reached out to the bank, and they were like, we're happy to partner with you, sponsor you for this event. I'm like, this will be cool. So once I got there, she didn't have any toys. So I told her, I said, I tell you what, you just take some of the toys, and if you win, it was meant for you to win. And that was just it. So yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
But you won.
So I did win. I did win. They called my name. I was so excited. And so what it was is that I had full creative control over what that bus wrap looked like.
And
You know, and
did you win based on anything, or it was totally just a lucky draw? Or, like, did you have to, like,
it was
enter this competition with something?
however many toys you brung is how many times your name was entered into the pot.
Oh my
Yeah.
and you gave some of yours away?
Yes, I did. I did.
Oh, and you still won. That's amazing. Okay,
Yes,
cool.
but I also put her on the back of the bus. So once they told me I had full creative control of what that bus looked like, I knew that I was bringing that other small business along with me,
Why are you so
which is
nice? I would've been like, "You snooze, you lose."
no, 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 sharing is caring. So, um, I sent over some different images and I'm like, hey, what if the bus looked like this? And I was like, maybe I'll get it to look similar to my van. And then they pulled back a proof and it was my picture on a bus. I was like, wait, that is not what I sent over. And my daughter was like, well, your picture is on there because you're part of Corain Chambers board. So I'm a board member for Corain Chambers. And so I asked my husband, like, should I leave my picture on there? And he was like, yes, I think it'd be great for branding. People get to know your brand, know who you are. So
I didn't
yeah,
know that. So you're
yeah.
actually on the bus?
Yes, my picture is actually on the bus. And they was like, no, I think it looks great. And then I'm like, okay. But I just didn't want that bus to be for me. I wanted it to be a community bus. So I made sure I put Corain Chambers, which I'm a board member of Corain Chambers of Commerce. I also put another nonprofit on the back of the bus, which is Cincinnati Flying Pig, which is one
Okay.
of my customers, really good customers of mine. I put Saturday Morning Vibes, which was the other small business. And then I also put Burst Party Co. So I reached out to those ladies and see if we can get something going. And they was absolutely honored to be a sponsor for that bus for
This is
that. So
unreal. Okay,
yeah,
we need to slow down because I'm like, there's like 15 community partnerships wrapped into this. So you partnered with a bank
absolutely.
to have them
Yes,
help you collect the toys. The toys went in
absolutely.
as raffle tickets, which essentially
Yes.
you won. You
Yes.
randomly befriended someone at the event and just brought them along for the whole thing regardless.
Yes.
You partnered with a balloon company, your chamber of commerce, a nonprofit, and something
Yes.
else on the bus. So you're sharing your free advertising space with other people, but those people are also customers of yours?
So the Flying Pig is a customer of mine. The Corain Chambers, I'm a board member and I
Yes,
just became a
okay.
board member. I was like, okay, what better way to get some free advertisement as
So I'm
well
sure they
for
love
the
it. Like,
chamber?
they were
Yeah,
probably thrilled.
absolutely. And then I knew that if I put all those people, they will continue to share that on their
Yes,
page because they're on the bus as well. So it
amazing.
was marketing for all of us, actually.
That
Yeah.
is amazing. That's amazing. So 2 questions. The first is, how long does this run? Is this, like, for the year?
So it's a spring wrap.
Okay.
So it should have came down June of 26. However, I'm still getting text messages that it's still up. So
Okay.
I did write a little letter and told them that they should extend it since it is a community bus and
That's
not just a bus
amazing.
for one business. So we'll see.
Amazing. And then my other question was, all the way before this even started, how did you find out about this opportunity? Because I feel like there are probably things like this, grants or fundraisers or whatever, and I think knowing about it is the hardest part. So how did you even learn about this in the first place?
So last year they did an ice cream social. And I
Okay.
spoke with one of the guys that was there and he was like, I won the bus wrap. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, it's where they do it in December. And he kind of gave me the information on it. But
Okay.
as I continued to follow their Facebook and LinkedIn page, they will continue to post things about it. So you just got to be kind of following those different businesses and organizations to see what they're doing and just stay on top of things. And that's
Yeah.
kind of how I got to know about it.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was it like seeing
Love
the
it.
bus? Were you, like, waiting for it to come and it drove by? Did they have, like, an unveiling ceremony? Like, that had to have been
So we
really
did.
surreal when you saw it.
Yes. So actually, they released it before we did pictures, and I got a text message like, "I think I just saw you on a bus," and I'm like, "What?" Didn't know the bus was out yet, so and then a couple days later, they called me to come down to take pictures with the bus in front of City Hall and walk with all, Metro's officials. So, from their presidents down to their Metro bus drivers. So we went down, took awesome pictures. So yeah,
That
it
is
was pretty
really
cool. It
that's
was pretty
really,
cool.
really cool. We'll definitely have to share
Yeah.
one wherever people are listening. I'll put it on Instagram because that's what a cool
Thank
story.
you.
Um,
Thank you.
and for balloon people listening, myself included, partnerships can feel really intimidating. Like, it's scary to ask, or you don't really know what it's gonna look like. You feel like you have to have all the details worked out, but you've just talked about how you basically rolled 5 partnerships into a win-win-win-win-win for
Yes.
everybody. What made this collaboration successful, and what advice would you give someone looking to team up with another local business? Because it's unlikely that someone is gonna have this same bus situation in their town.
Right.
But, like,
Mhm.
what are the nuts and bolts of it that we can, use
You
in our
just gotta
business?
ask. You
Yeah,
just gotta ask. You gotta go for it. You might get a no, but what happened when you get that big yes? So I am all about I'm gonna reach out. They can say yes or they can say no, but then I'll continue to reach out. But you wanna be able to partner and collaborate with other small businesses, with your nonprofits, just because it brings back more revenue and it also gets you known and get your brand known with different communities and different individuals. So,
yeah,
say if you never heard of the Balloon Parlor, but now Corain Chambers is advertising it, now you know of the Balloon Parlor. And it
yeah,
goes vice versa because if you mention them, they're going to mention you. So,
yeah,
it's like two shareables. So,
yeah, I
absolutely.
love
But
that,
it's
and I think
very,
not maybe not having all the details figured out because, like, you were just talking to a guy at a networking event or something, I would assume, and he introduced
yes.
you to this new idea, and you didn't have all the details until they kinda
I
came
did
together.
not have the details. I just knew, like, okay, I'm going to pay attention to it. I'm going to go next year and maybe I'll win and maybe I won't, but I won. But you want to connect and collaborate.
Yeah.
Whether that's other business partners as far as balloon businesses or small organizations, nonprofit organizations. So I hub around a good community space of nonprofits. So I absolutely adore nonprofits. So yeah.
And have you since the bus launched, have you noticed any uptick in business or even just, like, visibility? Like, I'm sure people love to tell you they see you on a bus.
Yes. So what I think is from the bus, it drive people to Google. So a
Okay.
lot of the Google forms always just say, I found you on Google. But I'm like, I'm sure that was the bus. And then it
Ye
led them over to the website. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
still think is working. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity
that's
and to
really
be
cool.
in a space to be able to share that with others. So
That's cool.
yeah.
That's really cool.
Thank
And you
you.
have other things too. I mean, again, I thought this episode was gonna be like, "How'd you get your face on a bus?" But then when we were
Yeah.
chatting, like, you do a lot of these I mean, I think they're community partnerships, but they're smart marketing because a lot of times they're not costing you a lot or they're partnering with the people that you want to be around. So, tell us about this other thing you mentioned, switching gears a little bit to this extravaganza. It's like an Easter egg hunt for
Yes, so this
elderly
is a
people?
yes, absolutely. So I started this 2 years ago, and it was just kinda laughing, joking with another balloon friend. I was like, "What if I did this for seniors?" And she was like, "But what if it worked?" And we just kinda laughed about it and left it there, but so I was like, "Well, wonder what I should call it," you know? And so I came up with the balloon extravaganza, and what that is essentially is that the senior citizen community go on a balloon hunt looking for Easter eggs. However, the eggs are really small. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to make like a nice balloon piece that's easy to carry and maybe attach the eggs to it then. And so that's what I did. I think the first year we had maybe 700 eggs. And then I did a senior helping senior project because I was like, how am I going to get all of these egg stuff? So I reached out to one of the local schools, Corain High School, in which they had their seniors to stuff it. So I
Seniors
call it
helping
senior.
seniors.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
I love
So
that.
yeah, so we were able to get all the egg stuff by them. And then we just had a bunch of volunteers. There is a event center not too far from my home. And they was like, hey, you can come here, you can stuff, you can inflate. So we went there, had a full on production. Next year it got bigger and better. And we're just looking to make it better each year.
So
So
explain the actual hunt again to me. So where do the balloons fit in?
So it's like a little miniature bunny on top with
Okay.
maybe 8 balloons at the bottom, just like you would make a centerpiece.
Okay.
Eggs are stuffed and placed in like a little bag, and we kinda tie them off to the side.
Okay. So they're
Yes,
looking for like a
a
little
big balloon
display, and
display.
that's what they're
Mhm.
collecting.
Yes, so they normally give them a time to come out if they're gonna come out to the dining area, like, "Hey, at 1 o'clock, we're gonna do an Easter egg hunt," and then when they get there, it's full of balloons. It was really, really a great moment because some of those residents do not get visitors, and it was a
Yeah.
really
So they're looking
special.
for like one balloon bunny essentially, and their eggs are in there.
Yes, and
Instead
then
of
we
the
normally sit
seniors
down.
that crawl around in the grass looking for eggs.
No, 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 no. So we do it inside of the facility, and they normally have a common area where we place them. So they're very visible to find.
Yeah.
But more importantly, after that, we all get together and we sit and open those eggs because we had a couple different organizations in schools to write little notes.
Oh,
You are loved, you are special. So getting those notes means a lot to them. So,
that's
yeah,
amazing. That's
yeah.
really cool. Were you involved did you ever participate in the one that kind of everyone sort of did during COVID, which it was like the little smiley face guys?
I did not
They
actually.
were like I don't know what everyone called 'em, like balloon buddies or whatever, but it was I mean, not really the same concept, but gifting balloons to senior communities, and
Yes.
even that, it's like, these little dumb things with smiley faces, and, like, you would have thought they had won the lottery. You gave them this little balloon
Right.
thing, and they were so
So,
excited, and
sometimes we take things for granted. What we think is just, like, silly and dumb, like, it's very important to make
yeah.
other people feel special,
Yeah, I
especially
love that.
older people who don't have a lot of people, so,
And
yeah.
how do you can I ask a nosy question? How do you
Sure.
fund this? Is this a donation from you? Are you like, the stuff costs money, and I think for small businesses sometimes it's tricky to figure out how to make it make sense.
So, the first year, I only asked 2 people, and I'm like, "Hey, I wanna start this thing. Would you mind helping?" And they did. Well, then I'm like, "I probably just should ask small businesses, different organizations." So what I did was put together a letter and sent it out to a few people to see if they want to be a gold sponsor, a silver sponsor, and it might be $200 or $300, or just buying product because some people are not okay with just giving away the money. So I made a wish list on Amazon and I sent that out as well. Like, hey, here's the wish list.
So
We
smart.
need bags, we need balloons, we need 260s, and different things like that. So that's kinda how it came together, and with the collaboration, I think we had six organization who helped fund this year's Balloon Extravaganza, one being, a owner of a magazine. So,
Okay.
it's a Catholic magazine, and he decided to also honor us in that magazine as well,
Oh
so
my
and
gosh,
that
that's
goes
well, that
out
was
to
gonna be
over
my next question.
4,000 people. Yeah.
You're like I can tell you're a much nicer person than I am. You're, like, doing all this out of the goodness of your heart, and I'm like, "But what did you get for this?" But I would imagine that there was probably some free promotion because how could you not wanna share this story? Like, whether it's a Facebook share or I mean, like, the news. Like,
Absolutely.
did you get any free promotion from this? Because it sounds like such a nice feel-good story.
Yes, so everybody who partnered with me was like, "Please send me everything. I wanna be able to share that on my page," and half the time, the other people we're not following the same people. We don't even have the same crowd of people, so I'm like,
Yeah,
"Absolutely." So, now you got 10 people who's sharing your business information on their page. It's gonna bring back something, even if that's a view, a like, or hey, the next time I'm gonna order balloons, I'm gonna order through the balloon parlor because
yeah.
I like their mission or I like what they do. So, and as far as the magazine, it was terrific because I think to be part of that magazine, it's like $2,000, $3,000.
Yeah.
So this was definitely great to be able to be in that magazine for the month. So
Oh,
yeah,
I actually I love it. Like, I love everything you're saying. You're so smart and
thank
you're so
you.
sincere. Like, I my gosh, but I would imagine you've learned some things over the years. Like, planning events takes a lot, and there's things
It
that come out
does.
of left field or you didn't think about. Um, what have you learned that like, about organizing an event that people, might not think of? If someone's listening and they're like, "I gotta do this," it's a lot more difficult than just, like, making an Amazon wish list and showing up with balloons. Like, what are some tips you have taking on something like this?
Start a coffee chat. just get with a couple friends or a couple other business owners and share your ideas. I've learned to know that you just can't keep your ideas to yourself. You have to be able to share them so to get other ideas from others and to get help along the way. So maybe just start a coffee chat like, hey, maybe meet at your local coffee shop and say, here's an idea of what I'm thinking. But
Yeah.
you want to be able to build a team. And a
Yeah.
team could be family, friends, or just new individuals that you may have just met. But building the team is where it's at because you're going to need people to physically create things. Then you need hands on activities. So, like, my mother has been very helpful in my business as well as my daughters and my husband. But I'm like, hey, here's the task. Like, I need you all to physically do this. So, when it gets to this step, it's very easy for a non balloon person to be able to jump right in and finish that up.
Yeah.
So, I got with the company is called Bless Motors. And I'm like, I actually need a bigger truck because we had so many pieces. And she was like, that's fine. We got about three on a lot for sale. I'll just put over a 30 footer. And she pulled right over and we loaded everything in there. So it was great. So you
Yeah.
have to just talk about it. Talk
Yeah, I
about it
love
with
that because I feel like the thing I hate asking for anything. I hate asking for help. I hate asking for free stuff. I like donation. I'm just like, because I hate getting asked for that stuff too. Like I hate when I just get
yes.
like a letter in the mail and it's like, "Will you be a sponsor for this event?" And it's like, I don't think you know how small businesses work because
Mhm.
like I can't
Yeah.
write you a check for $1,000. Like that's
Yes.
hard. But if someone's like, "Can you donate like 2 balloon garlands for this fundraiser?" It's like, "Oh yeah, that takes like no
Right.
energy and hardly any money." So I think that tip of, like, finding where they fit, like a motor company donating a truck probably costs them nothing, and then they get to be
Mhm.
involved and promote and feel good. I like that. I like the idea of creating something that people want to be involved in, not just, like,
Yes.
asking for money.
Yes, and sometimes you have to create that.
Yeah.
So I get that a lot of people ask, like, oh my God, the balloons look great. We're just going to reach out to the balloon parlor and ask. But if you start to create your own program, you don't feel like that you're telling everyone no, but you have already created what you're going to do for the year as your gift back. So that
Yeah.
makes me feel good. So if I have to say a nice no, like, unfortunately, we have reached our max donations for the year.
Yes.
Please feel free to reach out next year, but also creating a calendar that works for me and my team, which is my family, by the way.
Yeah.
That works. So if that's me creating this one big event and I know I'm changing lives, making people happy, bringing joy, that is what I'm gonna do. So I'm okay with giving a nice no.
Well,
So yeah,
I love it. I mean, I
thank you.
sometimes people, people are saying these things and I'm like, "Sounds fun. I'm never gonna do it." Everything
Yeah,
you said, I'm like, I totally see myself taking action. I feel like even Easter is kind of
absolutely.
like a weird holiday where there's like not a lot of corporate work for me personally. I'm like, that's kind of a good time to do something. And like you said, a lot of people aren't getting visitors at retirement communities or, they're so thrilled to get like a little balloon thing and you can kind of
Yes.
form it around what works for you. I love it. I'm so impressed with
So
you.
I'm gonna be looking for you to create this next year.
Oh my gosh.
And it's gonna be called, like, Brighter Days or something like that.
It's so
So,
cute.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I need to
Okay.
I love it, and I like the idea,
You
like you
should.
said, a nice no. I love that too because I feel like sometimes I feel, I don't know, just like a negative Nancy where I'm like, "No, I can't donate to this," and "No, I
Oh,
can't do
right.
this." But, people are always just looking for free balloons, and you're not gonna get any promotion, and you're not gonna feel great, and you're gonna
Yeah,
like so I think doing it in a more strategic way is really nice.
absolutely so. So, and I think that, again, creating it for you so I know on that day, I have carved out this time for this event, and
Yeah.
it's not sporadic, like, okay, now they want me to donate 2 columns on a day that I'm really busy, and here I am with a nice note, and it's like, so
Right,
just
right.
creating your own creative calendar of gift backs,
I
so
love it. I love it, and again, you're
yes.
much nicer. You're like give backs, and I'm like, "Free marketing."
Right. Well, hey, however you see it, it still works,
It
right?
does seem
It's
I
still
mean, I
like that.
can't imagine that it hasn't come back to help you, though. I mean, your personality is so nice. I'm sure people just love
Yes.
supporting you
So
after you've
I
supported your
will
community.
say that I have taught a few balloon classes for seniors. So
Really?
yes, it gives them some good eye and hand coordination.
Yeah.
it keep them active. It's not the typical, "Oh, bingo on Thursday."
Yeah.
So, I have taught several classes actually for them where we made flowers and hearts, so it's always nice,
That
so
is so sweet. So what's next for you? Are you continuing on with your balloon extravaganza, or do you have any other plans in the works, or business as usual?
that is yeah, that's gonna be an annual, I think, because I think everybody looks forward to it,
Yeah.
so that's gonna be an annual. I haven't thought just yet of what I want to do next. I got a little bit of an idea,
Yeah. Oh, well, good. Well, where can we
yeah,
follow you? If someone's listening and they're like, "I love this woman just like I do." Where is the best place to kind of follow along with all the things you're doing?
on Instagram and Facebook, it's under The Balloon Parlor, and that's spelled Parlor. So you can find my work there and on LinkedIn under The Balloon Parlor as well.
Well, I love it. Such a good feel good episode, full of, like, really actionable tips, I think. Congratulations. This was just
Thank you. I
I
appreciate it. Thank you
and
for having me. I'm honored.
I can't wait to show your bus. Make sure there's a picture up there on Instagram so everyone can come and see it, and I'll share it as well.
Absolutely.
But, well, thank
Absolutely.
you so
Thank you
much for your
so
time.
much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good one.